Previously on Curse, the Bell Witch. Adams, Tennessee. That's where it all started. You really feel my family has a curse on them?
It seems that way.
What in the hell is this? Hanging by barbed wire.
This thing got meaner.
Get out!
Something's moving out there, right in the wood line.
It said I'm none other than the spirit of Kate Betts. Glad to be getting out of these woods personally, especially after dark. I've got something super hot. Oh, what the hell was that?
True evil stays evil. When I was a boy, my grandmother told me a story. 200 years ago in Adams, Tennessee, something demonic took hold of the family. Through time, it's become the most notorious paranormal case in American history. The Bell Witch cursed our bloodline. Ever since, the firstborn males of each generation are plagued by tragedy and death. Old John Bell died a slow, miserable death 200 years ago. Great-grandpa William was crushed between logs. Great-uncle Hank went insane and hung himself. And Cousin Rich died in the desert all alone of a sudden heart attack. So now I need to find the source of this curse before it's too late. Because my only son is next in line. But even as an ex-cop, with a lifetime military career, and the help of my closest friend, I'm hunting for something I can't touch or see. One way or another, I'm gonna break this curse, whatever it is, and set my family free.
We've got to see for ourselves what's going on.
This is basically the general area he said that Kate Batts was buried. Chad and I are at the grave of Kate Batts. There are numerous reports of strange activity out here. For all we know, we could be standing on top of Kate and Frederick Batts' graves right now.
John?
Yeah.
I've got a tree over here as cold as a Coca-Cola can. Fresh out of the ice chest.
Oh, that's weird.
It's gone.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Nick, he wants to get to it, whatever it is. I'm going in. Let's go. What is it? What is it, Nick? Now stop. Listen. Oh, what the hell was that? Super hot. Right there. See it? Right there, coming and going.
Yeah. This is lit the hell up.
It's smoking hot.
We can't be human.
It's too small.
I've seen rabbits and rats on thermal before. Hey, this is a little weird, dude. Strange looking animal.
Yeah. Never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it's just kind of moving. It's moving in the wood line.
This orb is right out here by that barn. Whatever it is leading us that way. Hold still. Let me thermal. John,
Yeah.
Slow down. If I'm not on your back, I can't f***ing help you. Don't just run into the damn barn. Slow down. Whatever it was, it seems to be leading us away from Kate Batts' grave. I thought Tim might have been trying to get us going with all these spirit stories. Nothing. No thermals. There's nothing here. If anybody was running from here, we'd have heard them. Anybody been here? Find them, Newton. Where are they? He's got nothing. Nothing.
Right now, we got 360
Listen.
coverage.
You hear me, don't you? No, I'm hearing it. Right back here.
Going in.
What the hell was that? Clear. Right back here. Can you get here?
You see that?
What is that, a 4x4?
Yeah. Right by me.
Did that just come out of the rafters?
Yeah, that just fell down. Out of nowhere, dude. Thing almost took my head off.
What? Come on out of there before anything else falls. We're getting you some Kevlar. This is getting out of hand. The voodoo doll? All this crap, and I don't understand it. I'm ready to eat it.
A second. Damn, that was a hell of a night.
It was pretty interesting. That was a 4x4 post. If that thing would have hit you, it would have caused some serious damage.
That would have been a headache.
Headache would have been the least of your worries.
With all the evidence of unexplained phenomenon around the burial site of Kate Batts, she's still our main suspect as to the cause of the curse.
I want to check out this FLIR footage on this screen so that I can see what those orbs were, what that cold spot was. Here we are checking everything out. Everything's fine, and whammo, there's that cold spot. That was as cold as a soda can out of an ice chest. Now, watch this. Now, here's the hot spot, which is really hot. I don't understand that. Let's go on forward. Now, here's the orb. And then I'm panning. Here. There's the second orb, which is smaller, but it gets larger and smaller and larger and smaller. There was nothing there. There was no bats. How would you make something float like that out there? There's no body holding whatever that is up. I didn't hear anybody.
Damn well didn't see him. Maybe this is something different.
Maybe we have stumbled into something right there. I know entities can manifest and do all sorts of things, but Tim said there was things like that people saw out there.
Where do we go from here?
What I really want to do is check that voodoo doll. Or whatever it is. Got a doll hanging by barbed wire around its neck.
It could be some kind of black magic, witchery, or just a bunch of kids messing.
If there is some kind of activity out there, maybe we need to get somebody who deals with this kind of stuff. We need to talk to a witch. Can a witch really cast out a curse and throw it on somebody?
I'm not overly superstitious, but there's a few things you shouldn't mess with.
And get against the curve, stop. See if we can find this place. Hey, that looks like it right there.
Hi, how are you? I'm Tish.
Good, how are you?
Well,
Hi, Tish.
John?
I'm Chad.
hi, Chad. Well, why don't you come back and we'll talk?
Thank you. Do you mind if I record this?
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
You're an actual witch.
I am.
I've been a cop for a long time. I know nothing of witchcraft.
Witches are people who use universal energy to make things happen, to change their lives. It's like praying, but with a little more candles and bells. Yeah?
The reason why I'm here is the Bell Witch curse.
John Bell.
I'm a direct descendant of John Bell. One of my biggest questions is, can a family be cursed?
There is such a thing as hereditary curses. We've seen this generationally, where bad things happen to the eldest son. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. A curse like that takes on a life of its own.
This curse killed somebody.
Black magic.
With somebody, if they practice black magic, how bad can it get?
It can get very bad. As John Bell crossed this woman, which is the generally accepted story, and she put all that anger into this hex spell, curse, it would hurt him as much as possible.
Thinking as a cop, she would be a #1 suspect.
She would be.
If you go through that type of evil that's going from one generation to the next, and there's nothing done about it, does it get worse? Does it get better?
It's not going to get better, I don't think. It hasn't, has it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
In the field the other day, we found something on the Bell farm. Have you seen or encountered anything like this?
It's a voodoo doll. Can take a minute.
Yes.
Made by a woman. Not connected to the curse. Not connected.
I didn't figure it was 200 years old.
It's
It
not.
would have fell apart and went all to pieces, but...
She used a hot glue gun.
It's definitely not 200 years old.
Yeah.
And now we have it in our car.
I certainly wouldn't be carrying around my car. There's a lot of anger and animosity in this. You're playing with energies that love to heckle people, to get people stirred up. I'm going to burn this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take the ashes outside. I'm going to scatter them to the four winds. And what you'll feel, if I've done my job, you'll feel a little less anxious, because you're pretty anxious when you got here.
It's pretty normal for me lately.
Okay. So I have a little amulet for you. Quartz crystal to absorb everything that's negative that will come to you. Go put it under your mattress. Go put it somewhere around where you sleep. When you go to sleep, you are extremely vulnerable to anything that's out there that's, oogie boogies. I urge you to please be careful. Know that when y'all leave, I'm going to sage my entire building.
That bad.
Okay.
Morning. You look like hell, dude.
I didn't sleep much last night, but I did talk to my aunt. She said she heard a story that John Bell and Kate Batts were together. She said they had possibly had an affair, and she may have been carrying his child. But what she heard, John Bell killed Kate Batts.
Maybe he's not the man everybody thought he was. We've got to find more records on John Bell and Kate Batts.
I talked to the pastor at the Red River Baptist Church. He said he may have a couple of records that could shed some light on some things. If John Bell murdered Kate Batts, then we have to look at John Bell himself as a suspect in this curse.
We need to see those records.
Hello. John.
Tyler, he's there.
Chad.
Hey, Tyler, hey, good to meet you.
In John Bell's time, the records in the church were kept so accurately because the church was the center of the town.
Here's what we got. These are our minutes from 1791 to 1826. This church itself is actually older than Tennessee is. What exactly are you looking for out of there?
We're looking for information on John Bell and Kate Batts.
Okay, well, they were both very prominent members of this community. John Bell especially was a member of the church here.
I'm a descendant of the Bell family here. All of my life, I've heard that my family was cursed. What is your thoughts about curses?
You know, there's curses in the Bible. You read about them in the Old Testament. And I think that those are possible.
I have a son, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of this before something could possibly happen to him.
That's certainly understandable.
My aunt told me a story that John Bell and Kate Batts were together. They had an affair, possibly had a child. So John Bell killed Kate Batts along with an unborn child. Have you heard that before?
To the best of my knowledge, no. You know, it may have been one thing, it may have been five things, who knows, but they didn't get along, and there was obviously a dispute between the two of them. Everybody has a different opinion, a different theory, a different thought about what happened along the way.
What have you heard about the legend and the curse?
Well, I grew up right next to the Bell farm. Grandparents would sit us down and tell us Bell Witch stories. You may be interested in knowing that John Bell actually was excommunicated from this church.
Really?
So, yes. Here in the book, you can see that we have minutes from this event that occurred, the excommunication itself. There was a usury charge brought up against him, possibly with a slave, which would, be kind of like price gouging. He was voted on and excommunicated.
For life?
Yes, for life.
John Bell was excommunicated from a Southern Baptist church. Yeah, that is exile. Turn your back on him, let him walk away.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Generally, when something like that happens, it is for life, and there's a lot to be said about that mentality and mindset after that occurs.
John Bell was excommunicated from the church. He may not be the upstanding citizen we thought he was.
I pray that you find spiritual truth in your quest for answers, with your son especially.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Feels like we're treading water here.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out what the connection is between John Bell and Kate Batts.
Don't worry, man. We're going to figure this out.
We still don't know a lot about Kate Batts. And I get the feeling nobody's sat down with the bad side of this before. They've just been throwing them under the bus, and nobody gets their side of the story. I'm not sure how this meeting's going to end up going. This is the first time in, 200 years that the Bells and the Bats have sat down? I mean, wow. We finally arranged a meeting with a family here in Adams that could shed some light on the origins of this curse. Direct descendants of the alleged Bell Witch, Kate Batts herself. Well, thanks for having us over here.
Well, we appreciate you reaching out to us as members of the Batts family because, quite honestly, that's never been done before. And we appreciate you looking at that side of it, too, instead of just from the Bell family side.
Has anybody really asked you about your family history before?
Several people have asked me where we kin to Kate Batts, who was known as the Bell Witch. Several people have asked me why I named my daughter after her.
How did it feel to grow up with the same name as
a witch?
Yeah.
I go by Katie, but I'm proud of who I am. That's how I was raised.
This legend was strong in this area. How did you feel about it?
The Bats family quit talking about it because it was such a negative stigma, and then everybody else who was talking about it doesn't necessarily know the truth.
There's so many different stories, so many different versions of this. We don't know the truth at this point. There's other rumors of Kate Batts and John Bell. They had an affair.
I have heard, too, that there was a possibility there of an affair that John Bell had with Kate, but there's no way. I've not seen the history of that.
Do you think Kate was a witch?
I don't believe so. Do I believe she was different? Definitely. Do I believe that she haunted John Bell? No. He died before she did.
Wait,
So-
she died before he did?
No.
No.
He died 27 years before she did.
27 years.
You know, they say that she haunted John Bell. How? He died before she did.
She died before he did.
No.
No.
He died 27 years before she did.
Well, now, how is she the spirit of old Kate Batts if Kate Batts is still alive?
Kind of difficult to haunt somebody when you're alive.
Exactly. I believe that she was different. I mean, no doubt about that. She was different.
I've also been told that her grandmother was a Cherokee. The story goes that she was taught by her grandmother how to use herbs, plants, and things that are native to the area to heal people. And if you think about it, in the early 1800s, especially in an area that was heavily influenced by a church,
She'd be thought as a witch.
absolutely. I personally feel like that's where all that came from.
You know, your family kind of got the wrong end of the stick on this one.
Yeah.
Well, I feel that way. If it caused them to up and move plumb out of state in the 1800s when it wasn't easy to do, I'm not talking about left the community, I'm talking
The
about
state.
left the state, then it had to be a bad stigma at that time.
They pretty much made the Bats name the scapegoat. The
They
Bats
drag
family
us through the mud.
and run you through
And
the mud.
And how can we defend ourselves?
We're gonna try to pull that name out of the mud and dust it off a little bit.
Well, I appreciate that.
So, thank y'all so much for
Thank
having
you.
us on.
You're welcome anytime.
Kate Bats is more of scapegoat, or actually more of a victim.
So how was that to sit down with the Bats family right there?
That was awesome. It felt good. Wherever this ends up going, I think we've just made a step in the right direction.
Our evidence against her motive for wanting John Bell dead. Bad land deal. Nope. Love triangle. Nope. The idea that John Bell killed her. How? He died first.
None of this is adding up just yet.
She's no longer a suspect.
And so far, what we've been uncovering is not so rosy for the Bell side of the family.
With John Bell being excommunicated from the Red River Baptist Church.
You gotta do something for a whole community to shun you.
Yeah. I think what we need to do is go back and dig into John Bell more. Further into him, his doings and going-ons. So I'm gonna get to work on that and see what I can find.
In the meantime, I'm gonna give Pat a call. I really feel my family has a curse.
It seems that way.
Give him a call, see if he can meet with us tomorrow, and we'll see what we can find out.
All right. We're now removing Kate Bats from our suspect list. That leaves John Bell as somehow being responsible for his own family curse. Hi, Pat.
Hey, how's it going?
Pat Fitzhugh has been researching the Bell Witch legend for over 3 decades. If anyone can tell us more about John Bell, it's him.
You know, up until now, our investigation has been leading us toward Kate Bats. Now, several other things that have come up. Do you know of anybody that John Bell may have done wrong, hurt, that could cause this?
Well, if we go back to North Carolina, before the Bells moved from there, they had a farm overseer, a slave overseer, by the name of John Black. And according to a lot of accounts, around 1803, Mr. Black was making some comments to some of the slaves, talking about how much he liked John Bell's oldest daughter, Mary. After hearing John Black pop off about his daughter, he confronted John Black. The two got into an argument, and Mr. Bell shot him right through the stomach.
God shot him.
Bell killed him.
That's a horrible way to die.
He was capable of that. John Bell himself may have brought this curse on him.
Another possibility is John Black placed a curse before he slipped away. And I'm sure you would want to curse the person who shot you through the stomach.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's what happened, but I'm saying that's a possibility. Well, I think the next person you need to speak with would be Bob Bell. He is one of the last direct bloodline descendants who still lives here in the area. He owns the Austin and Bell Funeral Home there in Springfield.
We need to find him.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, I'm a little apprehensive about meeting my Tennessee relatives. The Mississippi side split off long ago because of the curse. I'm unsure about what kind of reception we're gonna get.
I bet this is gonna be it here with the awning.
Yeah. Hey there, Bob Bell.
John.
Chad.
Chad? John, y'all come right in. We'll sit down. Always good to have Bell family show up. So I'm assuming you're part of the Betsy Bell side then?
Yes. My family started in Tennessee, moved down to Mississippi, and then eventually to the coast. What I'm really trying to do is find out more about John Bell. We use the same methods as police officers do with any case. So we're going back to the source here. In our family, there's a story of a curse. 6, 7 years old, I started hearing the story. Where do you think this all comes from? We've heard John Bell killed a man named John Black.
Well, that's $1 million question. I believe something seriously bad happened. Nobody knows what it really was.
Do you think our family's cursed?
Until we started having things happen, our family never discussed it. It was taboo. It was something that we just didn't do. The first thing that happened was probably our family Bible. The date on it was 1820, and that was the same year John died. All these events started happening at our house. My dad discovered our Bible. We just started having things happen. Couldn't explain what they were. My grandmother had probably the most unexplainable incident happen at her house. She was home alone, and she was taking a nap. She heard a crash. It scared her so bad she called us. And I was only 7 years old, so my father grabbed me and took me down to the house with him. I just remember grandmother being really scared. And we walked around and looked at the cabinets. All the doors were open. We looked down, and there's dishes all over her floor. And every piece of china come out of that cabinet and crashed on the floor.
It was all broken all over the floor?
No. Not one piece was broken. I have no explanation for that. That's beyond my reasoning.
What do you think's behind the curse?
I don't know why the spirit wanted John, but it said it wanted to kill John, and the only reason it gave is that he needed killing.
You mentioned the Bible. That Bible would have been
In the
house when he died. Do you still have it?
We happen to have it here right now. I'll go get it.
Thank you.
Just understand this is one of the few things left from the story. That is a piece of history.
Wouldn't mind if we could borrow this for a few days.
You're a brave man.
We just gotta figure out where we go from here. Could you tell us where the grave of John Bell Sr. is?
From Bellwood Cemetery, if you go about 100 yards to the north and then 100 yards to the west, you should be right close to John Bell's grave. It's in a thicket there. Be prepared what you're going to find out, since you are family.
Gotta get somebody to take a look at that.
It's been a full day. I want to process everything. Maybe give my son a call. It helps him remember why I'm doing all this.
Come on, dude.
Hey, what you doing, boy? You are a hard man to reach, you know that?
Yes.
My son is a great kid. The moment I talk to Chris, I feel inspired to move on. I'm still working in Tennessee for a little bit, and then I'll be down. See what kind of trouble we can get into.
Okay, I love you.
Thanks.
What is that? Newt, come. The hell was that? Catch, lie down. Stack up. Wait, Newt, wait. You got the door? 1, 2, go. Come on, Newt, come on. Newt, wait. You want me? Come on, Nick. Come on. What the hell is that? Yeah, wait. Stop. No. Sit. Sit. John, I've got something. Where are you? All right.
Is that big oak tree?
That's a limb out of an oak. Stay.
That's right where my bedroom is.
It is.
I don't hear any rustling in the woods.
Now, look at how calm he is. If there was somebody out here, he'd know it.
That is super crazy.
Whatever it was is gone. All right, come on. Let's go look at the video. Let me back it up here. Let's play this. What was that? Let's play this. What the was that?
Back that up.
Right there. Let me see that again. Let me see if I can stop it in frame. What the hell is that? I mean, it's blurred so bad I can't tell if it's a beam of light.
No, it's pretty far off the road.
Nothing from the road up there is going to throw a beam to hit the front end of our car.
The Bible could be cursed. Wouldn't mind if we could borrow this for a few days.
You're a brave man.
It just gets weirder and weirder.
Let's go try to get some sleep.
Must be John. Whether or not the events of last night have anything to do with the Bell family Bible being in the cabin isn't clear. But one thing is, we need to talk with someone who deals with this kind of thing.
How you doing? John?
John?
Zaffis.
Chad.
Chad, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. This is Newton.
John Zaffis is the nephew of famed paranormal researcher Lorraine Warren, and he's an expert on spirit possession. You know about the Bell Witch.
Yes. Anybody that's in the paranormal field should know a little bit about it.
Since I've been a child, I was told the legend from my grandmother, my aunts, my mother. How dangerous is this?
Well, John, you got to be very guarded and careful. The possibility of it being a poltergeist case, the possibility of it being something on a negative, demonic level, I feel all the elements are definitely there. They're the ingredients for this entire legend that's been around for well over 200 years. All of this was Native American land. A lot of ritual, very spiritual sites are anywhere along the bodies of water. We know these to be what we refer to as hotspots. Is there a possibility that John had a curse put on him and the family from Native American or from some type of a dispute? Absolutely. Bessie was only 12. Mm-hmm. Would this thing have grabbed a hold of her? Oh, absolutely. It seems like spirit gravitates toward children. And then they have voices, that are telling them different things. You'll have all kinds of crazy activity. It'll peak. But, on the other hand, could there have been something that was triggered by the land? You're farming it, you're taking trees down. Could they have disturbed something that was already on the land? I wouldn't be the least bit surprised by that. He purchased a piece of property, then he was adding on to it, buying other parcels and making this one big family farm. People started experiencing different things.
Is there any way to break a curse?
I definitely believe in the fact that it can be done. You need to keep digging in to discover what the root cause was.
Now, I reached out to a distant relative, Bob Bell, and he gave us this Bible. And there was instances attached to that. Plates being thrown, footsteps, voices.
When you have a spiritual item, especially a Bible, you would think that nothing on a negative level should be able to penetrate. But these things happen all the time. I'd be very careful with that, because that could have some really powerful energy associated with it.
Would you like to see the Bible?
Absolutely.
Bob Bell told us a story about his grandmother.
Go ahead.
I just keep hearing everything moving around. So he told us a story about the grandmother, and there it goes again.
What is that?
I think it may be a good idea to put this thing up.
Well, go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah.
Because there's something trying to communicate.
I just keep hearing everything moving around. I think it may be a good idea to put this thing up.
Well, go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah.
Because there's something trying to communicate. Well, I guess it definitely let its presence be known.
I had these screwed in pretty well.
You're definitely dealing with a cursed object here. I would definitely proceed with caution on this.
I think it's probably in my best interest not to mess with that.
I wouldn't touch it, John. Obviously, from everything we're hearing as far as just stories, basically just got turned into your reality.
Do you think this Bible brought the curse upon my family?
No. There's energy attached to it. But it didn't cause the curse.
Okay.
Since it seems that the Bible was affected by the curse rather than being its cause, we are removing it from our evidence list.
Why don't you look for a paranormal investigator here in the area and see what they can come up with?
We've got to get this Bible out of here. What we got cook? Burgers? Yeah. Well, we already seen Bob Bell, so we're going to go see John Bell tonight.
What do you think about bringing somebody in who deals in the paranormal? I've never really held stock in it.
Do what you got to do to get a case done.
Okay.
He's been investigating paranormal for about 20 years in the Tennessee area. He's prior Army.
Can't be all bad, then, can it?
Hey, how you doing?
You Nick?
I am, Nick White.
Hi.
Good to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nick heads up his own paranormal investigative group, and he's conducted over 100 investigations into local unexplained phenomena.
Well, fellas, tell me a little about what's going on, why you called me.
Both ex-cops, the paranormal side of it is out of our range, and that's what we're stepping into. I'm direct descendant of John Bell.
That would probably do it.
How much you know about the Bell Witch legend?
This is one of the only documented deaths by a spirit. If it's following you around, could be you that's haunted.
You think it's following him?
It could be. Yeah.
We had a local Bell descendant tell us where the Bell family graves are.
Mm-hmm.
We're headed out there tonight.
Huh. I mean, you can't go into any burial ground anywhere and not expect something to happen.
If you're down for it, let's go over there and check it out.
Man, I'd love to.
Now, from what he said, we got to go through here.
Nick, what's that camera do?
This is a full spectrum camera. This runs through all spectrums of light, so that way you can get to pick up a lot more evidence with it instead of just focusing on more of just an IR light or just one spectrum of the field.
These trees have no greenery on them.
It's just barren.
Yeah. Everything is dead.
It's like a bomb went off in here.
One cemetery that I went through, there was a girl that had been buried a long time ago, and around her specific grave, no grass, no nothing like that would even grow. So this may have something to do with this area. with so much paranormal activity and stuff like that?
This just looks like they killed the whole forest, whatever it is.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. We got movement.
And that wasn't far from us.
No. All right, everybody stop for just a second.
What do you get?
Camera's not picking up now. Okay.
Here, what is that?
Is somebody here with us? Something's messing with the camera. This camera is done for. Something don't want us seeing what's on camera.
Getting this weird, sick feeling.
Are you?
Yeah.
Be careful, man. This could be focused around you.
You two need to come here now.
Next time on Cursed, the Bell Witch.
The first numbers that came up was 666.
What is that?
That's honest.
The spirit harassed Betsy. Arsenic, a great weapon of murder.
Whoever we're talking to, do they know about the curse?
K2 is going crazy. There's no telling what could happen tonight.
Settle, 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 settle.